All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha, Wadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom, Barakathum. The topic is romanticism. Okay, romanticism. All right, now for those brothers that are into words, into etymology, which every brother should be, that should be part of your study routine, is to get into words. The elder apostle Gabar, who when I first came into the truth was listening, he was very big on that, still is. And I learned to get in the habit of looking up words that I never heard before. A big word you may hear in a meeting or you see on television, you look it up. And I even have a habit of, when I watch a television show or a movie, I'll put the subtitles on. That way I could see. Sometimes you'll hear a word, but you can see how it's spelled. A lot of times I'm pausing the TV show to look things up, and I don't finish the TV show because that's just a habit that I've gotten into. So for brothers that are into words, you'll hear the word Roman inside the word romanticism. All right, and romanticism, I'm going to read what it is. I put this in the chat box. I stopped kind of using Google because I still use it, but the chat GPT is a lot more in-depth and accurate, and you can query it better. So I asked it, I said, what is romanticism? All right, it says romanticism was an artistic, literary, and intellectual movement that originated in the late 18th century, okay? And the 18th century is basically the 1700s. Okay, that's when it originated. Everything about romanticism, romantic comedies, oh, you're being romantic, modern love is all rooted out of this. This is very recent, okay, given that mankind has been around for thousands of years, and now we have this new idea of how to procreate and reproduce, and all of these women have all of these different standards. And what are these standards based out of? Is it based out of the Holy Scriptures? No, it's based out of this romanticism, which is part of the image of the beast, which the Lord said, do not bow down and worship, man. When you get on one knee to propose to a woman or break the bank buying a ring, okay, you're going off. You're worshiping something that's not Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and it's not rooted in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay? Now, if you've done it in the past and you didn't know before the truth, whatever, okay? The scriptures say, we're born again. All right? But any brother in that spirit of being romanticism, this catering to a woman, this emotion-filled thing, well, I'll read it, then you're going off. All right? It says it emphasized emotion, individualism, nature, and imagination, often as a reaction against the Enlightenment's focus on reason and the Industrial Revolution's mechanization of life. Okay, so it focuses on emotion, individualism, and nature. So, in other words, and I'm going to read Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, because that's what comes to mind immediately when I think of this. Individualism and emotion. So they don't think about other people. They don't think about logic. Okay, they think about how they feel in the moment, whatever feels natural to you. Now, part of what feels natural to you is your flesh. And now everything that your flesh wants to do, you should engage in. All right, if you're hungry, obviously you eat, but that don't mean you eat anything. Okay, there's a balance to things. Okay, when you feel like you're in the mood to sex, there's nothing wrong with pursuing it, but you don't go after another man's woman. You don't do it at, to a coworker at work in front of your boss. There's balance to things, right? So when you lean into romanticism, all right, what it does is it weeds out logic. Okay, it weeds out the consideration of other people. All right, which is going off. All right, and that's where it came from. All right, and it says, and by the way, the Enlightenment was another philosophical. It's another philosophy, basically, based on various other Edomites. You had Voltaire, you had John Locke, you had you know, other different American philosophers. And that Enlightenment era is what led to enslavement of Israelites, man. You know, Enlightenment is what said, Enlightenment is how manifest destiny came about. It came out of the Enlightenment thinkers, the Enlightenment philosophies, okay? Which is based on Roman, you know, stuff. But that's where it came out of, okay? So that's a cocktail for your ass. The thing that's to combat that was Romanticism. Okay, be more human. And this is where you get these hippie type of Edomites that are more, you know, on surface level, they're more you know, they're more open and nice to Jake, and they have all of this. They want to be seen being compassionate, but they're not actually compassionate. You know, the scriptures also tell you that there's the spirit in them is not upright. But they feel, they get a lot of dopamine out of feeling and looking compassionate. You know, that's these modern day liberal so-called white women, you know, that would just label you a person of color because it makes them feel better. They don't give a shit about you. Okay. That's where feminism came out of, you know, this type of ideology and thinking. Okay. And it says Romanticism celebrated the sublime, the mysterious, and the personal, often exploring themes of heroism, beauty, and the power of the natural world. All right. So it's this selfish idea of wanting to be the hero. You know, you don't have a mindset, which is the opposite of what the Lord wants. The Lord wants you to be in a spirit of a soldier, you know, in a spirit of stoicism, sacrificing for the greater good. That's how the Lord wants you, not trying to move brothers out of the way to get your glory. Okay. The Lord said he'll give you the glory if you do what he told you to do. All right. So you can see how all of these themes link up, and it's basically synonymous. This is why the average woman thinks if you go lay down with another woman that's cheating, that's unacceptable. It's a deal breaker. That ain't in the scriptures. Okay. Now, if it's another man's woman, yeah, now you violated. That's adultery. So modern day theologians will tell you adultery is a man having a second woman. That's not in the scriptures. Where did they get that from? Rome and Romanticism. That's where they get it from. You're not going to find a Bible verse that says a man cannot have more than one woman. You're not going to find it. Okay? You try to go to Paul in 1 Corinthians, but y'all don't know what the hell y'all are talking about. Okay? At all. Maybe I'll get into that later in another day. All right? But let me go to Wisdom of Solomon real quick. Okay? Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, it says, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright, our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. All right, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. So in other words, we only got one life and it's short. That's how they looking at it. They don't believe in reincarnation. They don't believe in deferred gratification. They don't believe in investing. They don't believe in discipline. Okay. And that's fine if you're a woman that has no responsibilities, but if you're a grown man, that's going to get you put in the spirit world, man. Okay? Esau has created, America is an environment that allows hedonism to flourish. He allows you to go off. He allows you to make bad decisions, and those bad decisions become bad habits. That's why you have credit cards, you know? Because he wants you to spend beyond your means. He wants you to constantly be in debt. Okay? Let me look up what hedonism is real quick. I'll use Google for this one. What is hedonism? Hedonism is a philosophical theory that prioritizes pleasure over other values in life. It's based on the idea that pleasure, or the absence of pain, is the most important factor in determining the morality of an action. So if there's no pain and it's pleasurable, then it's moral. That's what they really believe. And now you wonder why these demonic cults that came out of Aleister Crowley, where did that come from? What it do is thou wilt come from. Okay? Hedonism and romanticism is a precursor to that, because it starts with you believing that pleasure is your right, that you never suffer pain, that you never go through anything. And if you have to, and if it causes somebody else's pain, then it's amoral, it's wrong. All right. You fast forward today, these feminists, if you hurt their feelings, they'll call it hate speech. They'll say you're hateful. But they'll have you lose your job over something you said. They'll hurt your actual pockets. So which is more hateful? You see the hypocrisy of it? So all of these things, you know, you got to bear in mind, things get recycled into the earth, man. All right, and the Lord is going to have to come and deliver us out of this situation, because it's ubiquitous. It's everywhere. Okay, it's pervasive throughout everything, man. Okay, and so if you're investing into a woman or in women, you need to do so very carefully, because I'm telling you, this has been ingrained for many generations into this place, man. Okay. And the Lord gonna have to really jack some people up for a lot of women to get it. When Isaiah 4:1 happens, it's not gonna be because they're not gonna do it because you know, it's picnics and sunshine outside. They're gonna do it in dire straits. They're gonna be in dire straits when that happens, and there's a reason for that, because their minds, that romanticism demon, that image of the beast, is seared into them. Okay. Going back to Wisdom of Solomon 2, for we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart. In other words, we're going to be gone here today and gone quickly. This is the premise of their ideology, why they believe you should prioritize pleasure over everything. Okay, this is the kind of ideology that would have men desert war and become deserters. You know. Let me skip down a little bit. It says, for our time is as a shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again, which is not true. Reincarnation is biblical. It's in the Bible. We do come back. There's something after life, after death. There's more. Okay. It says, come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present. Okay, hedonism, romanticism. It says, let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. All right. So you can see what the scriptures call these people, what? The ungodly. The ungodly think this way. You have to be a stoic. You got to be acquainted with these curses, man. Okay. You have to live in a house of mourning. Okay? These people, the Lord allowed hedonism and romanticism and feminism and all of these different iterations and derivatives of it. He let it flourish for a reason, because it's going to lead to great pride. And what did the scriptures say in 2nd Ezra? Because of great pride. Okay? Great miseries were going to hit these people because of great pride. Okay, that's what it leads to, being proud as hell, ignorant of danger, walking around aloof, just smelling things, experiencing things, going out, and then one day you look up and a house is $800,000. Okay, next thing you look up and half the population got herpes. Next thing you look up, you know, you can't tell if a woman was born that way. You know what I mean? Just frolicking in the field, man. That ain't of the Lord, man. That's effeminate behavior. That's why America's likened to a woman. Okay? It says, verse 9, verse 8, let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. This is why people. This is why there's credit card culture here, man. Okay. That's why it's normalized for you to just be in debt here. It's normalized to work until you can't work no more now. Okay. There's no such thing as investing and suffering on the short end to get a greater reward on the back end. That's gone now. All right. It says, verse 10, this is where it gets dangerous. It says, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Okay, and this is what Esau does. Esau doesn't care if he works for IBM or Apple. They got billions upon billions of dollars. Apple's a $3 trillion company. Do they care? Did that stop them from using the Moabites over there for slave labor? No. They're like, I'm gonna give more profits. You see? See, that demon is not just, people will try to gaslight you and think that, oh, there's nothing wrong with enjoying yourself, but no, there's a demon attached to it, man. All right, it leads to things, it leads to certain behaviors. Love is not just love, man. Okay? Go read Genesis, the 19th chapter. You think they started off like that? No. They started off being like, well, let's just live in the moment and love whoever we want to love. And what's wrong with this and what's wrong with that? If he finds it pleasurable and he finds it pleasurable, then let him do it. But what did it turn to in Genesis, the 19th chapter, when the Lord had the two angels go there to scope that place? It was demonic violence going on there, man. You should know the story I'm talking about in Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? This is why America is called what? Spiritually Sodom. And Egypt. Egypt was on this bullshit too, man. They had whole gods they worshiped that were into this nonsense. Okay? So it gets dangerous. Okay? It's not just this benign thing, okay? And it says, verse 10 again, let us oppress the poor righteous man, let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. Let our strength be the law of justice. Okay, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. And that's the spirit, because that's called meritocracy, which means merit. Let me get the definition. Basically, whoever has the most capable, whoever is the strongest, that's who wins. Okay. Government, or the holding of power by people selected on the basis of their ability. So if you're the strongest one, you're the ruler. If you're the most capable, you're the ruler. And so that's what it's saying right here. In verse 11, let our strength be the law of justice. The scriptures don't say nothing about the strongest man ruling. Okay? It says, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. In other words, it's kill or be killed out here. All right? And that's exactly what's going on. If you don't have the wherewithal to figure things out, there is no charity for you, man. It's every man for himself, basically. And the scriptures do not speak against that. The scriptures speak against that. I'm Salakia. All right? Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. So the meek, humble man that's saving his money, that's being a little bit more conservative with the things that he wants to do. He's more prudent. He's more watchful. All right. He's more analytical on things before he engages because it feels good. Those men are going to be a prey in a society where those people rule, which is America. Okay. It said, but this is why the man that has the lowest credit or lowest access to credit, you get the worst interest rates here, man. Don't be poor in America and try to get credit. He's going to charge you even more. Okay. They reward the people that already have a lot here. And it says, he upbraided us with our offending of the law, and objected to our infamy and transgressings of our education. All right. He professes to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he calleth himself the child of the Most High. And this is what women are going to struggle with, is because we come straight out of the scriptures, and they plug their ears because they don't want to hear about another man, my man dealing with another woman, and this and that. That demon is on them, man. Let me go back to this, because I asked the chat GPT, I said, what are the most popular traditions that came from Romanticism? And it says Romanticism gave rise to several enduring traditions, cultural practices, including nature worship and environmentalism. So you see the hippie spirit I told you about. They want to protect the turtles and this. They sound nice on the surface level, but those are demonic people, man, because they really don't care. They get a rush by looking like they care. There's a big difference. We actually want plastic out of the earth. They just want to be seen. That's the kind of nigga that'll go out to a beach and go out there and clean up the beach, and he'll take pictures and post it on Instagram, and then he'll go back to polluting and doing all kind of wickedness. You know, he'll support companies that pollute everything. So they're hypocrites. Okay, so these environmentalist people, they got that same demon on them. Okay, it says romantic love ideals. This is the main point. The celebration of passionate, emotional love as a central theme in art and literature shaped modern notions of romance and relationships. All right, this is why there's an open dating market. Okay, anybody just walking around, she's married, got a ring, but then she'll take the ring off and just, you know, and then she'll have an encounter, and then don't tell nobody. That's how it is. That's why STDs are everywhere, man, and pestilences, and other crazy shit going on, man. You know, that's what it is. The scriptures deal with arranged marriage. It ain't got nothing to do with the emotions, okay? And the worst part about it is, if you marry someone not for their emotions, you grow to love them anyway. Arranged marriages have a 5% divorce rate. The marriages in America where it's open, it's over 50%. So what does that tell you, man? Y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about going into this romanticism, this nonsense, man. All right? And ultimately, man, you just got to get what you can get out of this world. You know, we understand we are men and we have certain needs, but you got to move carefully and wise with this thing, man, okay? Sex will get your ass destroyed. Dealing with the opposite sex with you know, unprudently will get your ass put into the spirit world. Okay? Ask Adam, ask Solomon. Okay? King Solomon. All right? That's how you take a man down, is through his woman. No wonder Esau has unleashed them. Okay? Esau don't have to worry about child support. The elites I'm talking about, they don't have to worry about child support or a woman trying to trap them with a baby. You got to worry about that. Why did he pass that law? Because it's another means to oppress you, to keep you down. The same reason why he gate-kept education. He set up public schools. The same thing. Discourage you from critically thinking. He's training you to be a good economic contributor to his economy. He's not educating you and helping you learn and surpass and do things. A real teacher is hoping his student surpasses him, not Esau. He's hoping you never learn what he learns. All right? So I'll end it there. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call hello, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rachak B'Dah Shalom from Yasharallah.